Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
School buses have started picking and dropping off students in our area today, and we'll continue to see some in next coming weeks. But according to a national survey from a school bus magazine, companies are facing a driver shortage. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop finds out if there will be enough drivers to pick up your child for their first day back to school.
2 school buses were on the Fargo streets Tuesday, and 120 more will leave from the Valley bus lot Thursday when Fargo schools start. The company says they are not feeling the crunch like other parts of the United States, but would like a few more employees to help fill the driver's seats when they're down people. The general manager here at Valley Bus did not want to appear on camera, but tells me that staffing is always a challenge. That's why they keep this hiring sign up year-round. Valley Bus has 150 positions filled and said they will train drivers if they're interested in their part-time positions.
Starting my 32nd year as supervisor here, and for almost all of that time, there's been a nationwide shortage of school bus drivers.
So
it seems to be getting a little bit worse.
Dan Bacon says Moorhead Public Schools has 22 of their 25 employees needed, and in the past, he has even driven routes until they got more employees. He says many people don't think of driving buses as a job, but it's a learnable skill.
For the right person, for a person who likes working with kids, who likes to drive, it's a good job.
Bacon adds drivers learn more than just how to handle the bus, but also how to deal with children.
You hear horror stories about kids, but most of our kids are pretty decent to work with.
The national study says low wages and split shift work makes recruiting a challenge. In the FM area, some bus drivers can start at more than $15 an hour. In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
And there are a lot of needs across the FM area. Moorhead is looking for 3 more people. Valley Bus, a few more, and West Fargo School District is looking for 1 more bus driver. Over in the Northern Valley, the bus company Dietrich's, which serves Grand Forks School District, says they are at staff capacity right now. The companies and districts say you don't need a CDL to apply, and you can get the company contact information on our website. It was another quiet day for us in the Valley. We even had some breeze, which felt pretty nice. Hutch, how's the rest of our evening looking?
Well, I'll tell you what, we have cooled off substantially, and we're one of the cooler places in the nation with some 60s in northern Minnesota. As we take a look at that satellite and radar, that's where we have clouds. We started the day off with temperatures in the low 40s, as cool as we've been since late June. Here's a look at a few sprinkles in parts of northern and central Minnesota, spreading toward northwest Minnesota. They're hit and miss, real quick ones that won't really douse you too much, but bring the umbrella up in that area. The rest of us will stay dry and pretty quiet, minus the wind out there that will be persistent until about sunset, and then things quiet down. It looks like another cold night. We have rain in the forecast for Wednesday. I'll have details on that. And our weekend looks like we could have some more showers and storms. We'll tell you all about that in a moment.
Thank you, Hutch. And of course, remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. That way you can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Grand Forks police are still looking for a man they say is involved in an early morning robbery. Officers were called out to a home on the 1200 block of 4th Avenue North. The victim told officers they were attacked by someone they knew and had prescription medication stolen. The robber is described as a black man, about 5'6" and 150 pounds. He was last seen wearing a red shirt and gray pants. Be sure to call Grand Forks police at the number on your screen if you have any information. A man and woman from North Dakota are in jail after a high-speed chase through 2 states overnight. 22-year-old Haley Jensen of Fargo is facing charges of fleeing a police officer in a motor vehicle and obstruction. 26-year-old Michael Kunert of Walcott is facing obstruction. It all started just before 1 a.m. when someone reported an unfamiliar car in a rural area of South Moorhead. Clay County deputies tried to stop the car, but the driver took off to the west into North Dakota. The Clay County Sheriff's Office says deputies used stop sticks in the car in Richland County, south of Kindred, and that's when those 2 people inside tried running away when they were tracked down by a Fargo police K-9 team. Gunert is being held in the Richland County Jail on outstanding warrants. Jensen is being held in Clay County. Developing tonight, the family of a missing pregnant woman from Fargo is now speaking out about the disappearance. Fargo police say there is still no word about the whereabouts of Savannah Graywind, who was 8 months pregnant. A canine unit covered several blocks in North Fargo yesterday in the area where she was last seen. Officials say Graywin's disappearance is a little bit odd considering she left without her money, wallet, phone charger, and car. Graywin is described as Native American with long dark brown hair and green eyes and a large dream catcher tattoo on her thigh. And her family says she wouldn't just up and leave without telling anyone.
So it's just not like Savannah to not come home, you know. We're very scared. We just want her home. We need her home.
If you have any information on Savannah Graywin, you're asked to call the Fargo Police Department. A 19-year-old Minnesota native was killed in a busy solar eclipse traffic accident yesterday in Omaha, Nebraska. Police say Joan Ocampo Yambing, a Creighton University student originally from Rosemont, Minnesota, she was killed just before 10 a.m. in a crash yesterday. Police believe the 69-year-old driver of a semi-truck driver failed to notice traffic had slowed on the interstate and slammed into the back of a car the girl was riding in. A prayer service for the 19-year-old held on campus today was packed with friends and fellow students.
Shocked and just, as you can see, we all came together, and just sadness, I would say.
It's just so sad to see her gone, and we'll be missing her a lot.
Of the 5 others hurt in the crash, Nebraska Medicine says one is still in critical condition, one in serious condition, and one is in fair condition. No word on the conditions of the other 2. The semi-driver was not hurt. President Trump today heads to Arizona for a campaign-style rally. The White House says the president will tout his accomplishments from his first 8 months in office. But protesters plan to be out in full force to demonstrate against the president and his policies. Mola Lanky has more details from the White House.
Protests in Phoenix began well before President Trump arrived in Arizona.
We're here today to form in unity, to march, rally, and protest the politics of hate.
Phoenix's Democratic mayor asked the president to delay his campaign-style rally over concerns protests may turn violent, like the one in Charlottesville, Virginia.
I believe the true intention is to really inflame people's passion to further divide the country, and that's why I said that the president should delay this trip to Phoenix.
Phoenix police and protesters have clashed in the past, and officials say they don't want to go through that again.
I will assure you that we are well prepared.
The president himself stirred some controversy when he retweeted a Fox News story claiming he's considering pardoning controversial former Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Arpaio, a big Trump supporter, faces up to 6 months in jail after a federal judge ruled his office carried out illegal traffic patrols targeting immigrants.
It will be a slap in the face and a miscarriage of justice if this individual is pardoned.
The White House says the president will not pardon Arpaio tonight, but he is likely to tout tougher border security and call on Congress to pass funding for the border wall. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, the White House.
Before going to Phoenix, the president will make a stop in Yuma, Arizona, where he will tour a Customs and Border Protection office as well as a Marine Air Base. The Royal Malaysian Navy released photographs today of recovery crews tending to unidentified remains believed to be those of U.S. sailors missing after a collision between the USS John McCain and an oil tanker. The bodies were being covered and moved by Royal Malaysian Navy personnel. The collision yesterday in Southeast Asian waters tore a gaping hole in the McCain's left rear hull and flooded adjacent compartments, including crew berths and machinery and communication rooms. 5 U.S. sailors were injured and 10 were missing following the incident. The commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, Admiral Scott Swift, said at a news conference in Singapore this morning that a number of remains have been found in the compartment of the McCain. While the protests may have faded, the builder of the Dakota Access says they are still feeling the effects of misinformation and targeted attacks from protesters. And those problems are being spelled out in a lawsuit against Greenpeace and other organizations. Energy Transfer Partners is suing them for violations of federal and state racketeering and defamation laws in the state of North Dakota. The company says Greenpeace and others put out false information to interfere with the building process and damage the company's business and financial relationships. They also spell out ways that these activist organizations incited and funded crimes and terrorist acts in an attempt to stop the pipeline from being built. The suit does not say how much the company is seeking in damages, but says the amount will be determined during the trial. In tonight's schemes and ripoffs, the Fargo Police Department says there's a scam going around town concerning your water. Police say someone is calling homes and businesses in Fargo saying their water will be turned off if they don't pay their water bill immediately over the phone with a credit card. Police say this is a scam and do not give out your credit card information over the phone. The fall turkey season is set with over 3,500 licenses available for hunters. Fall turkey hunters, including gratis applicants who are interested in applying for a 2017 license, they must submit an online application. Paper applications are not available this year. And remember, only North Dakota residents are eligible to apply in the first lottery. Non-residents can apply for fall turkey licenses that are still available after the first lottery. Nearly 2,000 Fargo Public School staff members gathered for the annual Back to School Assembly. The assembly focused on personal development with a keynote speaker talking about academic achievement and self-discipline. One-year contracts have been made available to the 795 teachers after failed negotiations between the district and the teachers union. A district spokesperson says teachers are already returning contracts. And NDSU's first day enrollment numbers are out, and it's a 5% increase over last year. This year, there are over 2,600 first-year students. Sadie Rudolph with NDSU says this is the school's second highest freshman enrollment. Rudolph says that the overall enrollment is consistent with the last year because of the school's strong improvement in their graduation rate. Official enrollment numbers will be released the fourth week of the semester.